What's up everybody, I'm back again this week with an early access game named Vellum. Some people were telling me that this game was similar to Risk of Rain 2, and as the foremost expert on that game with more hours than literally anyone, I decided to try it. In Vellum, you play as a man or a woman with an ink pen as a head, who is out to keep the book-themed enemies from escaping and destroying the world or something like that. Who actually knows? There's actually no story whatsoever. What I want to get across is that the combat boils down to a primary attack, a secondary attack, a dash, and an ultimate ability. These abilities can be customized, they can be upgraded within the hub area, and pretty much the hub area is where the meat of the game is outside of the combat. And when you're in the hub area, you're picking from a bunch of books on a shelf, and those books have some amount of chapters in them, and you're going in and you're just beating up bad guys, and that's where the bulk of the game is. You are given a bunch of choices of bindings, which are just difficulty modifiers, and they'll give the enemies like bigger size, more damage, more defense, something to really give the player a challenge. And when you hop in, it's just action from there on in. There's a little bar at the top, you fill up the bar with enough enemies being defeated, and then the round ends. And then you're given a choice of your roguelike abilities, either it be damage, size of attacks, cooldown reduction, amplifies to your Q ultimate ability, extra damage for certain abilities. The list keeps going, but it really just kind of boils down to more damage numbers. Then at the beginning of the next round, you're given another choice of 3 different negative buffs for you. Either it be, again, like enemy size is larger, enemies do more damage, they're faster, zombies spawn from them, it just keeps going. And it provides a really good challenge because there are lots of enemies. There is a lot of threat assessment that goes on, either it be you or with your friends. When you are done cleaning them up though, you can either head back to the library and cash out all the ink and V-Bucks that you get, or you can continue to keep going in an endless wave kind of fashion where you just go in, you beat up guys again, you just rinse and repeat, keep getting ink, keep getting V-Bucks. And if you have some quests to do, quests are also in the hub area where you can get more ink and more V-Bucks. It just is endless. Use all that ink for permanent upgrades, which is a literal bank. It requires so much investment. I like the look of Vellum. I think it's an absolutely beautiful game. Sometimes it's way too busy and it hurts my eyes, but it is absolutely beautiful. I also like the sound design. There's a lot of music going on in the background, and I am here for it. It sounds really good. Vellum, at its core, is fun with friends. It is absolutely miserable by yourself. There was never a point when I wanted to play by myself. I always wanted to play with a friend. And that's only because, at the end of the day, it boils down to damage numbers. Vellum is fun, but it is also incredibly shallow. You're not really doing anything that's not damage numbers, and if you want to do something other than damage numbers, well, you're not, because you're just gonna do more damage. And I think that's what is the problem with Vellum, is that once you strip away the damage numbers, there's no creativity behind it. If you take away the damage numbers, you have no meat to the video game. There is nothing there. If you told me to give Vellum a score out of 10 right now, I would give it a 7, a hard 7. It has a lot of good ideas. It's really fun with friends. It's really good looking, and the sound design is on par, but it just isn't enough. You need to have some sort of variation, or you're just going to go in and try to have a power fantasy every time, and it will get boring. At the end of the day, I recommend this video game. If you have $15 and at least one other friend that likes roguelites, then you'll enjoy this game.